And of course, I'm excited too to be able to present to some and introduce to others this awesome young lady. We have Lynn Slaughter, one of our featured authors, here with us today. Lynn, first of all, how are you doing today? Let me ask you that question.
Well, I am wonderful. And I want to thank you so much, Kevin, for having me on your program. It's an honor. So I really appreciate being one of your featured authors.
You know what?
So I'm,
People always, Lynn, always thank me for having them on our platform, but I have to flip the script and thank you for accepting the invitation. Number one, for just simply being here with us today. Number two, accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. And number three, allowing us to be a part of your journey. Now, do me a favor for our viewers and listeners around the world. Do me a favor and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is Lynn Slaughter?
well, let's see. That's a complicated question. I let's see. I'm a wife and a mother and a grandmother and a writer. I spent most of my life actually as a professional dancer and dance educator. And when age and injury eventually led to retirement, I had to find a new dream for my life, and I ended up becoming a writer. So that's a little bit about who I am. I've spent most of my life in the arts, and so all the characters in my books tend to be people who are passionate about the arts. So that's kind of a running theme through my work because that's, I guess, the world I know.
Wow. Well, again, we are excited to have you and welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network family. We have so much in store for you, as well as providing people with the awesome invitation to learn a little bit more about the publication. Now, speaking of that, why don't you tell us a little bit about the publication that you have been able to release and provide for the people around the world?
Okay. Leisha's Song is what I would call a coming of age romantic mystery. It's really got all three elements in it. It's a mystery, it involves a romance, and it also involves the challenges of growing up for a young woman who is moving toward adulthood and trying to figure out who she is and what she needs and wants in her own life. Leisha is a young woman on scholarship at a very prestigious New England boarding school. She's been raised by an African American grandfather, the only parent she's ever known, who, from the time he realized she was academically gifted, has invented an entire life script for her. He wants her to excel academically, which she's done. He wants her to go to a great school where she is. He wants her to go on and to college and medical school and become a physician. And that's his dream for her. So she has always been a pleaser. She loves her grandfather. She's happy to follow his script until some things happen at boarding school that put her at odds with her grandfather. For one thing, she falls in love with really wants to pursue music rather than medicine. For another thing, she uh, becomes involved and attracted to a young man, Cody, who is a sensitive cellist. And he comes from this very conservative upper crust white family, and both of their families disapprove of their relationship. And for another thing, her beloved vocal coach disappears, and she's determined to find her and make sure she's okay, even though her grandfather says, just leave this alone and focus on school. But before they can really resolve all of these various conflicts, really a more immediate threat looms because as Leisha draws closer to figuring out what happened to her teacher, she puts her own life in grave danger. So that is kind of what the book is about.
Wow. Well, I know for a fact that it is going to be an outstanding read for not just myself, but for all of our viewers and listeners around the world. Now, is this, Lynn, your first publication that you've released, or is this something that you released prior? You released something prior to this one, and this is a follow up?
Well, let's see, I've published one nonfiction book, and then this is my third published novel.
Wow.
So,
Three novels. You know what? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna look for those novels because I want
yeah.
I want all of them to be a part of our platform, so people can go and come to our featured authors bookstore and see those publications and click on either one of them that draws their interest to be able to show their love, care, concern, and support by purchasing them. And speaking of that, why don't you tell us what is the process if someone wanted to show their love, care, concern, and support? And I know they will by purchasing a copy. What's the process for them to do so?
Well, probably the easiest thing to do is to go to my website, which is www.lynnslaughter.com. And all information about all three novels is on there, as well as the buy links. So that's probably the easiest way. I would
Mm.
love for anyone who's interested to visit my website. And I love readers, and I love interacting with them.
Now, of course, I want the viewers and listeners to know around the world that when you do this, when you show your love, care, concern, and support, and of course, it is going to be available or is available on Amazon. We want you to do us a favor. When you do show your support, please take a few extra moments and leave a review. Leave a review. Let Lynn know, let me know, let Amazon know that you appreciate what she's doing, and you can encourage her to continue to provide these publications to people around the world. It only takes a few moments to leave a review. Now, Lynn, what if someone wanted to reach out and connect with you on a more personal or individual level? Is there some contact information that you can provide for us?
Yes, anybody's welcome to email me. It's Lynn Slaughter 03 at gmail.com. That's the easiest way to contact me. Or Kevin, I think you actually were able to contact me through my website.
Yeah.
I think that's another way to get in touch with me. That's, I think, how we contacted first, is that you sent me an email through my website.
And
So either one of those ways is great.
and it does work because Lynn is very uh uh she's very intimate at receiving and responding to those emails. So if you reach out to her, I'm guaranteeing you that she will reach back out to you. She really wants to do what is necessary, and that's provide this publication as well as the others to you. We want you to read them. We want you to support them. We want you to share them with all of your family and friends. Now, Lynn, you know as well as I do that we are role models to someone, whether we like it or not. Someone is always paying attention to our every step, our every journey. Uh, if someone, and we can assure you there is, if there's someone that is currently watching your every move and your journey, and they're saying to themselves, I really wish I can get on track and do what Lynn has done and follow my dreams and follow my journey. What words of encouragement would you have to share with an individual like that today?
Well, first of all, I would say it's never too late. I published my first novel when I was 65, and so I went back to graduate school in my 60s and earned my MFA in writing from Seton Hill. It's never too late. In terms of how to grow and improve as a writer, I would say to join a writers group, take classes, study, find novels that you really, really admire, and study them. Analyze them and see what makes them work and what makes them move you so much. Beyond that, it's like anything else. You have to practice. You have to do it. So I always say, one thing, you can't fix a blank page. So get something down that you can work with. And the second thing is, and pardon my language, but my other prescription is butt in chair, meaning you just got to do it. You have to put the time in every day and work on it, and you will see results little by little by little. It's a
Right.
cumulative process.
And of course, I always encourage people by letting them know your destiny was determined before your delivery.
Mm,
And people need to understand that a lot of the things we go through are meant for us to go through to strengthen us, to make us better, to follow our dreams. And
mhm.
I believe that when you're called to do something, you don't just accept being called, you begin to be that call. And when you begin to be that call, it is inevitable. You will reach your destiny. Now, if one of those individuals were to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Well, Lynn, I really appreciate what you've done. I appreciate Alicia's song, the publications that you've released. I kind of know where you've been and where you are, but what's next for Lynn Slaughter?" What would your response be to that?
Well, I'm just continuing to write and work on my writing. I have another book coming out in 2022, and I have two other projects I am currently working on. For me, it's just to keep going. I think the more creative work you do, the more you grow. You're never done, you've never arrived, but you're always willing to continue to work on your craft and your artistry and to getting better. It's a lot like dance in the sense that there's some discipline involved, and there's some perseverance, and there's some setbacks and some disappointments and some rejection. Those are all part of it. But if you just keep going and follow your passion and work toward growing and getting better, then I really think it'll happen for you. That's my feeling.
And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I appreciate you sharing that information with our viewers and listeners around the world. Really and truly, it's all about following your passion and dreams. And I can guarantee you, you will accomplish what it is that you've set out to do. Now, I'm going to tell you, Lynn, that again, we appreciate you accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. We appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule and hanging out here with us on today. And we also appreciate you allowing us to be a part of your journey. We want you to know that you have our phone number, and we want to maintain every possibility to continue to present what it is that you're doing and what you have available. We want to maintain our presence, and we want you to pick up that phone and use it. We want you to call, text, chat, tweet, whatever you do to reach out to us and let us know that you can benefit or you can be blessed by us being a part of helping you disseminate whatever it is that you need to get out there. And we want you to know that the answer will always be yes, and you will never, ever have to ask us twice. We also want you to know that we want you to come back. We want to invite you back soon, and we want to break down the other publications that you have available for the people as well. We want to hear what it is that you've done in the past, and uh, give us the content, or let us know what it involves, and what's available for the people, because we know that the more we put that information out there, the better. We can't just invite you back one time and then you disappear on us. So that's not going to happen. We won't do that. And for those individuals that may have missed a portion of this conversation, we want you to know that, of course, it is going to be placed on our YouTube channel this afternoon. It's going to be available on Facebook. It's going to air on our live television platform. It's also going to be aired on not one, not two, but three awesome radio stations around the world: Milwaukee, Atlanta, Chicago. You are going to hear about this awesome young lady, Lynn Slaughter. And I'm impressed because Slaughter and Straughter sound so much alike that we can almost be family. We just don't know it. But I tell you,
You're
uh,
probably related.
I tell you, if we keep digging, we'll probably find out we have relatives. But I do want to invite you back to talk about the other publications and have those publications also placed on our platform. I'm going to let you know the record button is on, and I'm going to ask you, is that possible? Can we invite you back and have those publications on our platform as well to, of course, inform the people? I'm going to ask you that, and I want you to know the record button is on. So when you answer, be careful.
Well, I'd be delighted to come back, Kevin, and I want to thank you so much for having me. It really has been lovely. So
Oh,
thank you very much. I'd be delighted to come back.
oh my goodness, we're definitely going to make that happen. And of course, I cannot go this entire day conversating with you without sending my love, care, concern, and support, my shout out to your husband. I
Thank you.
know. I mean, he's answered the phone. He's been so courteous. He's been kind. He's been diligent at making sure that I know that I talk with you, that I know what's going on. So I have to say thank you and thank him as well. He's so supportive. Tell him to keep doing what he's doing.
Yes,
Support his lovely wife in every area because
yes,
it's not going to be in vain. It is going to be a blessing at the end. And I appreciate you. I appreciate him. I appreciate you both for just accepting what it is that you've accepted to be a part of our family. Of course, again, we are going to be reaching out to you and making sure that we get copies of those other publications. But we want to remind the people, don't forget, show your love, care, concern, and support for our great featured author, Lynn Slaughter. Purchase a copy of Alicia's song, share it with your family, followers, and friends, and don't forget to leave a review. So very important. I'm going to step aside before I let you go and allow you the opportunity to share with our viewers and listeners what's on your heart. Lynn, I'm moving over and the floor is yours.
well, what's in my heart is a lot of gratitude. Gratitude to you, Kevin, for having me today, and gratitude for my amazing husband, who is a wonderful partner, and gratitude for the blessing of being able to do work that I really love. So that's what's in my heart today.
Wow. Well, again, we thank God for you. We thank you for being here. We're going to be inviting you back sooner than you think. And I want the viewers and listeners to be sure to pay attention to our broadcast schedule because we will be having Lynn back to discuss in detail more about the additional publications she has available for you. Until next time, we want you to continue to be blessed, be a blessing, and have an outstanding rest of your day. I'll be calling you shortly, Lynn, to let you know when this is going to be available for our additional viewers and listeners who may have missed it so we can share it with the world. But until then, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we look forward to talking with you again very, very soon, okay?
Thank you so much, Kevin, and you have a blessed day.
God bless you. Lynn Slaughter, one of our featured authors here on the number one faith based motivational and inspirational broadcast platform in the country, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Continue to show your love, care, concern, and support More music on the way right here on the G.